The question of how many years a person truly has left inevitably arises, especially after 65, when each year lived gains special significance. But what if your own body is already sending signals, whispering the answer to this deeply unsettling question? There are subtle yet highly eloquent signs that can reveal how much longer you might live. Over time, many tend to rely excessively on medical examinations and blood tests for answers. However, modern scientific research convincingly demonstrates that some of the most powerful indicators of longevity are not hidden in sophisticated tests. They manifest in daily life, in how a person moves, sleeps, and feels on an ordinary day. This narrative will explore 8 subtle yet highly significant signs that appear in your own body, which can help you understand how many fulfilling years of life might still be ahead. These observations are not the product of speculation or folk tales. They are founded on years of research and medical professionals' observations of individuals who exhibit longer lifespans and maintain excellent health. If you have ever wondered whether you are on the right path to longevity or how well your body is aging, it is recommended that you pay close attention to the information presented. By the end of this material, you will have a clear understanding of what to look for and, more importantly, what actions you can take to improve your prospects not only for extending your lifespan but also for enhancing its quality. Some of these signs may surprise you, and their timely recognition can profoundly impact the rest of your life's journey. Let's begin our exploration. The first indicator, your walking speed remains steady and consistent. One of the most reliable predictors of how long a person might live after age 65 isn't found in blood tests or complex medical scans. It reveals itself in the way you move. The speed, rhythm, and energy of each step indicate the functional state of your heart, muscles, bones, and even your brain. When you move with a brisk, even pace, it's not just a sign of physical mobility. It's a mirror of your body's systems working in harmony. Medical professionals often state that gait is a window into the aging body, and they are absolutely right. An energetic, decisive walk suggests a significant reserve of vitality. The slower and more hesitant your gait becomes, the more likely it is that your body is contending with hidden age-related challenges. Take, for example, 74-year-old Walter, who walks his pet around the neighborhood every morning. He isn't power walking or rushing, but his steps have a distinct lightness and dynamism. He doesn't stop at every driveway. He doesn't need to catch his breath after a few steps. His gait is unhurried yet purposeful. When he enters a room, he clearly exhibits full engagement and energy. A neighbor once told him, "You don't walk like a man your age." Walter smiled, but didn't give the words much thought. He didn't realize his walking pace was a powerful harbinger of his health and, potentially, his future. Scientific research has confirmed that older adults who walk quickly and confidently tend to exhibit a higher life expectancy. This is not only due to developed musculature or improved lung function, but also because such a pace indicates well-tuned coordination, optimal cardiovascular health, and high neural efficiency. The truth is, genuine walking speed cannot be faked. You cannot mask weakness in your stride or uncertainty in your movement. It manifests in how quickly you rise from a chair, the naturalness with which you cross the street, or your confidence when stepping over a curb. A decrease in walking pace can indicate circulatory problems, muscle atrophy, or early signs of neurological disorders. However, the encouraging fact is that walking speed is one of the most adaptable indicators, amenable to targeted improvement. You can strengthen your leg muscles, enhance your sense of balance, and develop endurance, which will add not only years to your overall lifespan but also fill those years with meaningful content. Therefore, if you continue to move with your usual ease, if you navigate spaces with your characteristic energy and effortlessness, do not underestimate the significance of this fact. It is your body's message, asserting, "We are still strong." And if you notice your pace slowing, do not ignore it. Start with small steps. For example, choose the stairs instead of the elevator. Light leg exercises are recommended, as how you move today can serve as the simplest and most telling indicator of how long you will continue your life's journey in the future. The second sign, you can balance on one leg for at least 10 seconds. One of the clearest indicators of how well your body is aging and how long it can maintain its functionality lies in your ability to stand on one leg. This might seem like a simple, easily dismissed test, yet balance is more than just coordination. It reflects muscle strength, nervous system efficiency, brain function, and even the condition of your inner ear. When all these systems interact harmoniously, when the body is centered and the mind focused, you can gracefully maintain your posture. But if something goes awry, muscles weaken, reflexes slow, or the brain doesn't function with full acuity, it quickly manifests as impaired balance. And this instability isn't just an inconvenience, it's a warning signal. Consider Arthur, 77, who recently underwent a one-leg test during a routine medical checkup. His doctor simply asked him to stand on one leg, barefoot, arms at his sides, and hold for 10 seconds. Arthur swayed slightly at first, but successfully completed the task without grabbing anything. His doctor smiled and said, "That's one of the strongest predictors of longevity we have." Arthur brushed it off, but later that evening, he pondered it. Over the years, he had seen his peers fall. Some broke hips, some never recovered. He hadn't realized how directly balance was tied to survival. But once he did, it all became perfectly clear. Because balance isn't just about standing still. It's the body's ability to protect itself, react to changes, and recover from them. A loss of balance significantly increases the risk of falls, and falls after a certain age quickly become serious. Furthermore, difficulties with balance often signal other hidden changes. It might mean your legs are losing strength faster than you anticipated. It could indicate early issues with the brain's information processing or a slowing of reactions. For many people, this is the first physical change they notice that causes concern. But here's what's encouraging. Balance can be trained. It can be restored. Like strength or endurance, it improves with regular exercise. Simple actions such as standing on one leg at a countertop, walking heel to toe, or performing light yoga exercises can gradually restore stability. Even 30 seconds a day can bring long-term positive changes. So if you can stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds, especially without holding onto anything, it's a powerful sign that your body and brain are still working well together. And if you can't quite do it yet, there's no need to panic. It's an invitation to start taking action. Every step taken to restore balance helps extend the steps you'll take in the years to come. Longevity isn't just about moving forward. It's about being able to stay on your feet. The third sign, your grip strength remains firm and reliable. An astonishing truth is hidden in a handshake. Grip strength might seem like a minor detail, but it's one of the most accurate indicators of how your body is coping with the passage of time. A strong, confident grip suggests that your muscles are still robust, your nervous system is functioning efficiently, and your cardiovascular health is likely in good condition. Conversely, a weakening grip can indicate a broader decline, loss of muscle mass, reduced bone density, and even an increased risk of heart disease and cognitive problems. Notably, this simple action, how well you hold onto something, has been repeatedly linked in studies to how long you are likely to live. Take Henry, 70, who one afternoon noticed something odd. Opening a jar of pickles, he found it harder than usual. Not painful, just weaker. Weeks later, playing with his granddaughter, he realized he couldn't hold her for long. His doctor later tested his grip with a handheld device and confirmed it had noticeably declined in just 2 years. This was a wake-up call. Henry didn't feel sick. He wasn't limping, coughing, or losing weight, but his muscles were quietly fading, and his body was sending him a subtle signal that it required attention. That's what grip strength does. It doesn't shout, it whispers. You feel it when carrying groceries becomes a little more tiring, when twisting open a bottle cap becomes awkward, when a handshake doesn't feel as firm as it once did. These aren't just signs of aging. They are signs of deeper changes within the body. But like walking speed and balance, grip strength can be trained. Squeezing a tennis ball, using light hand weights, or doing wall push-ups all activate and restore the same systems that help you hold on. And this circumstance is fundamentally important because it's not just about your hands. It's about the overall amount of strength your body retains. In this context, your hands merely act as messengers. And when they begin to weaken, it serves as a signal that your body may be losing its ability to recover, resist illness, and maintain independence. However, this doesn't necessarily have to be anyone's story. Every time you decide to build strength, even in your fingers, wrists, and forearms, you are making an investment in your future. Therefore, if your grip is still strong, if you can open jars, carry bags, and shake hands confidently, take a moment to appreciate it. It's more than just convenience. It's a reflection of how harmoniously your body's internal systems are functioning. And if a slight decline is noticed, take it seriously, because sometimes the most minor signs convey the deepest truths. In this case, how well you hold onto something might be a sign of how long you will hold onto life itself. The fourth sign, you wake up feeling rested most days. One of the clearest indicators that your body is aging well and capable of continuing to do so for many years is how you feel when you open your eyes in the morning. Sleep isn't just a way to get through the night. It's a time when your body repairs tissues, strengthens the immune system, balances hormones, and removes toxins from the brain. If you wake up most mornings feeling refreshed, rather than sluggish or exhausted, it's a powerful sign that your systems are still working harmoniously. And this is important because disturbed or poor quality sleep is linked to an increased risk of a whole spectrum of problems, from heart disease and stroke to memory loss and a weakened immune system. Consider Frank, 68, who for decades was accustomed to getting by on 5 hours of sleep. After retiring, he started going to bed a little earlier, reduced his evening caffeine intake, and went outside first thing in the morning to get natural sunlight. Within a few months, he began waking up with more energy. He no longer needed an alarm clock. His mood improved. His blood pressure slightly decreased. And the morning joint stiffness he used to feel began to subside. His sleep transformed his health, not overnight, but over time. And this change added something invaluable: vitality. Sleep is a window into the body's condition. If you wake up multiple times a night, struggle to fall asleep, or feel tired even after 7 or 8 hours in bed, your body might be trying to tell you something. It could be stress. It could be undiagnosed apnea. It could be a side effect of medication or a sign of something deeper. And while it's tempting to dismiss sleep problems as just part of aging, that assumption can be costly. Because the longer poor sleep goes unaddressed, the more it undermines your ability to think clearly, move easily, and protect yourself from illness. But the good news is that, like the other signs we've discussed, sleep can be improved, even in your 70s or 80s. Creating a consistent bedtime routine, reducing screen time in the evening, limiting alcohol and heavy meals before bed, and getting morning light exposure. These small changes can help reset the body's rhythm. And when the rhythm improves, so does the quality of rest. And when rest improves, everything else, your heart, your brain, your energy, your outlook on life, gets better too. So if you wake up truly rested most days, don't take it for granted. It's a rare and significant gift. It indicates that your body is still working efficiently behind the scenes. And if you haven't reached that point yet, it doesn't mean you're aging poorly. It means there's an opportunity. Because improving sleep isn't just about comfort. It's about longevity. And sometimes, how well you sleep tonight can determine how strong you feel 10 years from now. The fifth sign: you still enjoy regular meals with a steady appetite. Appetite, especially after 65, can reveal much more about a person's health than one might expect. When you regularly feel hungry at mealtimes, enjoy the taste of food, and maintain a stable body weight, it's a good sign that your internal systems, from digestion to hormones and emotional regulation, are functioning well. On the other hand, a fading appetite, especially when combined with unintentional weight loss or indifference to food, can quietly signal deeper issues. Appetite isn't just about nutrition. It's a window into vitality. Take, for example, 73-year-old Charles, who still looks forward to his morning breakfast. He brews coffee, slices fresh fruit, and enjoys oatmeal with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Nothing fancy, but it's consistent. And more importantly, it's satisfying. His doctor once told him, as long as you're enjoying your food and keeping your strength up, your body is telling you it's doing its job. Charles didn't think of his appetite as anything special. He just liked food. But over time, he began to see it for what it truly was, a quiet signal that his systems were still in balance. Loss of appetite is common among older adults, but it should not be considered normal. Sometimes it indicates medication side effects, low mood, digestive changes, or even early stages of illness. When we stop wanting to eat, our muscles begin to break down faster. Our immune system weakens, energy drops, and over time, we lose not only strength but also independence. This is why paying attention to how much you eat and how much you want to eat is more important than most people realize. It's not just about calories. It's about a connection to life itself. But appetite, like many other health indicators, can be cultivated. Staying physically active, even simply walking, can help restore natural hunger signals. Eating meals with others can rekindle the joy of the table. Adding herbs, spices, or new textures can bring food back to life. Sometimes, even treating dry mouth or improving denture fit can make a crucial difference. The key is not to ignore a decline in appetite. So if you look forward to meals, savor flavors, and eat without effort or coercion, this should not be overlooked. It's your body's way of saying, I still have fuel to burn. And if your appetite has started to wane, listen closely. Because restoring it can not only improve your daily energy but also add healthy years to your life. Ultimately, the desire to nourish yourself is one of the oldest signs of well-being. And when that spark is still present, it's often a sign that much more is possible. The sixth sign, you handle stress calmly, without overreacting. How you respond to stress at this stage of life can quietly reveal how long your body and mind can continue to function. Chronic stress, especially if left unchecked, undermines health from within. It raises blood pressure, depletes the immune system, and accelerates the aging of both the brain and body. But if you've noticed that you now face life's challenges with a steadier hand, a calmer voice, and fewer emotional outbursts, you're not just gaining wisdom, you might be protecting your longevity in ways you don't even realize. Consider Gerald, 76, who for years would react quickly to every problem, financial setbacks, disagreements, even bad drivers. But in recent years, his pace has changed. When a pipe burst in his kitchen, he didn't yell. He took a breath, made a call, and calmly dealt with the mess. It's not worth the heartburn, he joked. But this shift, choosing measured responses over explosive reactions, is more than just a character trait. It's resilience. And resilience is one of the most powerful predictors of a long life. When the nervous system is balanced, when the mind isn't stuck in worry, the body functions better. The heart beats more evenly, digestion improves, sleep becomes deeper, and decision-making is clearer. This doesn't mean you avoid stress. It means your body knows how to return to equilibrium after it. This return to baseline keeps inflammation low and ensures internal systems run smoothly. And the more consistently you do this, the higher your chances of avoiding stress-related diseases that shorten life. Of course, stress is part of human nature. The goal isn't to eliminate it. The goal is to cultivate your response to it. Gentle breathing exercises, quiet time in nature, prayer, or even a regular conversation with someone who listens. These simple habits help regulate emotions and bring the body back to a state of calm. And every time you do this, it's like hitting a reset button on aging itself. So if you find that you no longer panic at the first sign of trouble, that you take time to reflect before reacting, or that you can move through frustration with a little more grace, it's not insignificant. It means your inner world is stable. And that stability can help you live not just longer, but better. Because longevity isn't about avoiding every storm, it's about knowing how to weather them without breaking. The seventh sign, you remain mentally sharp and easily recall everyday details. The mind, like the body, offers quiet hints about how well it's aging. And one of the clearest signs that you might live longer than average is your consistent ability to think clearly, remember names, follow conversations, and concentrate without much effort. These cognitive abilities, which many people take for granted until they begin to decline, are deeply connected to the brain's resilience. And when they remain intact, especially after age 60 and beyond, it often means that your overall health remains robust beneath the surface. Take Linda, 72, who still manages the family finances, leads her neighborhood book club, and always remembers her grandchildren's birthdays without writing them down. Her friends often joke that she has a better memory than they do. But Linda knows it's not just luck. She reads every day, does crossword puzzles with her morning coffee, and tries to learn something new each week. Her routine isn't just about staying busy. It's about keeping her brain active. And what she might not realize is that these habits do more than just keep her sharp. They help extend her life. Mental clarity is one of the most powerful predictors of longevity because the brain controls so much more than just thoughts. It coordinates movement, regulates emotions, manages sleep, and tells organs how to function. When it slows down, everything else tends to follow. That's why it's important to catch early signs of cognitive decline, such as forgetting recent events, struggling to find words, or feeling a prolonged brain fog. These aren't just frustrating. They are signals. And when you pay attention to them early, you give your brain the best chance to recover. The good news, the brain can be trained at any age. Staying socially active, reading challenging material, learning new skills, getting outdoors, eating well. These actions nourish the brain's connections. And when the brain is nourished, life tends to remain richer for longer. So if you still feel mentally clear most days, if you remember details, maintain conversations, and feel mentally present, it's not just a small blessing, it's a sign of inner strength. And if you've started to notice some changes, don't panic, but don't ignore them either. Because taking care of your brain now is one of the smartest ways to take care of your future. And the sharper the mind remains, the more likely you are to continue enjoying the world around you for many years to come. The 8th sign, you maintain strong social connections with others. One of the most underestimated yet powerful indicators of how long a person might live after age 65 is their connection to other people. Not just being around others, but feeling seen, heard, and valued in meaningful relationships. Human beings were never meant to age in isolation. When we lose connection, when we stop talking, laughing, touching, and sharing life, we begin to break down faster than we realize. But when we remain socially engaged, even in quiet forms, it nourishes our health in profound and long-lasting ways. Think of Evelyn, 79, who talks on the phone with her sister every Sunday, goes to a knitting group once a week, and chats with neighbors when she walks her dog. She doesn't have a huge social circle, but she isn't lonely, and that's what matters. Her doctor once told her, "You're doing one of the best things for your heart, staying connected." She didn't understand at first, but over time, she realized how much better she slept after a laugh with a friend or how energized she felt after a simple lunch with a cousin. The body responds to connection like medicine. Social connections reduce inflammation, lower blood pressure, support immune function, and stimulate the brain. They also protect against depression, cognitive decline, and even the risk of premature death. In fact, researchers have found that a lack of strong social connections can be as detrimental to health as smoking or obesity. But unlike these things, connection is harder to measure. You won't see it on a scale or in a blood test, but you'll feel it in your spirit and see its impact on how you age. If you've noticed that you tend to withdraw, avoid calls, or skip gatherings, telling yourself it's just easier to stay home, it's worth paying attention to. Not because loneliness is bad, but because a prolonged lack of connection can slowly, without warning, steal years from your life. And the antidote doesn't have to be complicated. It might mean calling someone you haven't spoken to in a while, sending a handwritten card, joining a local group or class, or even striking up a conversation at the grocery store. Because when you offer your presence to the world often gives something back. And when you maintain your sense of belonging, even to a small social group or community, you are sending a powerful signal to your body about your own relevance and significance. Thus, if strong and meaningful relationships are still present in your life, if others show genuine interest in you, and you in turn reciprocate, you should not underestimate the importance of this fact. Such a state of affairs can serve as one of the most obvious indicators that you are not merely extending your life's journey, but living it with quality and fulfillment. Concluding thoughts. Now that you have reviewed these 8 key indicators, you are invited to take a few moments for deep self-reflection. How many of these signs resonate with your daily life? Do you maintain confidence in your stride, easily keep your balance, wake up feeling energized, eat well, retain mental clarity, often find reasons to laugh, and maintain active social contacts? These aspects are not just fleeting details of existence. They are signals, delicate yet continuous and profoundly meaningful. They eloquently testify to the potential that still resides within your body and mind. And even more importantly, they point to the prospects that lie ahead. If you continue to take care of yourself, applying simple but consistent methods, the encouraging news is that most of these signs are not immutable. They are not strict exams to pass or fail. Rather, they are invitations to act. If your balance is impaired, it can be purposefully strengthened. If your appetite has decreased, it is entirely possible to restore it. If stress feels more burdensome than before, its impact can be effectively mitigated. Longevity is not about striving for absolute perfection. It is about paying careful attention to yourself, responding thoughtfully to your body's needs, and consciously choosing small but regular actions that, over time, lead to significant and long-term results. For aging gracefully does not mean avoiding natural decline. It means maintaining a continuous dialogue with your body and responding to its signals with wisdom and understanding. And remember, it is never too late to change the trajectory of your health story. Regardless of whether you are 66 or 86 years old, the decisions you make today still hold immense significance. They continue to shape your tomorrow. Your gait, your words, the quality of your sleep, your laughter, all of these extend outward, not only granting you more time but also filling that time with more life. So it's worth asking yourself, which of these signs surprised you the most? Which one do you see most clearly in yourself? And which one are you ready to start working on today?